What's the crack, everybody? Yeah, listen to the Discus Lariat Collective podcast. I'm your host, Warren. I'm here with Daryl. And just going to chat about current ongoings in AEW right now. So just a few bits, that we're like thinking about chatting about. Obviously, a lot of big shit happening right now. One being Rampage, new AEW show, only an hour, real easy to watch. Watched the first episode there the other day. Whopper, just like off the bat. 3 matches, easy. Don't need to worry about anything else. Don't need to worry about a lot of ads. Don't need to worry about 3 hours. None of that. Whopper, really good. Love the hour format. It's like NXT used to be like that years ago as well. I'd actually like more 1 hour shows. I think it's way easier to watch, like, and especially over here as well. They start at like 1 o'clock in the morning, so you don't want to be up till 4 or 5 o'clock. Like, so 1 o'clock in the morning to 2 o'clock. Happy days. In work for half 8.
So you say.
So I say.
Yeah. At 10 o'clock.
Good though. Obviously the big thing from Rampage, the first episode, was Kenny Omega against Christian Cage, Impact Championship. At first, when I seen the picture, I was like, "Oh, it's for the AEW title. It's for all the gold." At first, I thought, I don't know, that was just me being stupid. But Christian Cage picking up the win, beating the belt collector Kenny Omega. I was delighted. Christian won. I can't remember the last time he won the TNA title. It was like 07 or 08 or something, I think, probably.
Yeah, it was. It was way back then, yeah.
Yeah, it was before they had the cool belt and all. It was just like the little NWA title, I think.
Still, yeah, it would have been, yeah. I'd say it was that long ago, yeah. Because, Jesus Christ, when did they start going downhill after, like, kind of Hogan and all? Like, that was
2010, I think, wasn't it? Hogan and all that.
Hats off.
Yeah, it was really good. Savage match. Cool finish as well with the Unprettier. I think he's calling it the Unprettier again now. Onto the chair, stuff like that. Whopper.
Just not kill switch. Oh,
yeah. Does he still call it the kill switch? Does he?
Kill switch. Yeah, I think that's what they called it. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, because I know that like he used to be Unprettier in WWE. Then he changed it to kill switch because I think it was more of a PG name. And then, which is funny because kill switch, but whatever. I think it's cooler, the Unprettier, though. I don't know. That's just me being like Edge and Christian, the Brood kind of thing. But Whopper finished though anyway. Onto the chair, beats Kenny. Impact World Champ, and then I think it's 2 belts, so it's like Impact World Champ and TNA Champ or something like that. Whatever, it's the same thing anyway. But pretty cool. Delighted from him, and he did a pretty cool frog splash as well. So better than Dominic Mysterio. At least.
It is crazy though, the way you see some people doing a frog splash, and then you're like looking at the likes of Eddie Guerrero or Rob Van Dam doing a 5-star frog splash. It's just
different worlds.
Stop, crazy. But hell of a match. Wasn't expecting it to be that good, to be honest with you. I was expecting maybe a quick 10-minute match, maybe, and it was just going to be right. That's it, done, dusted with. It went on. It went over 20 minutes anyway.
Yeah, it was nearly a half an hour, just short of a half an hour, I think. Yeah,
and that, as I said, like that Unprettier on the chair, poor old Kenneth's face, as you call him.
Absolutely mashed.
The second we seen it, I was like, did he actually take that wrong? It didn't look, it didn't look good at all.
Yeah,
but I am surprised for it to be Kenny or Christian to be taking it. To be honest with you, I thought he was just going to be in there as like development talent, and maybe he would have got the TV title, I thought he might have got that, but fair play to him. But obviously, that's going to start bringing a bit more attention now to Impact. Obviously, their viewership has been just on the dip now, even since like Kenny Omega and stuff coming over there. So it's just like them viewers are just getting bored with it now at this stage, so they want something fresh. So it is a good idea, but I can't see Christian being that guy to kind of carry them on and kind of be the forefront for them. I really can't. Like, that's the likes of Samoa Joe. If he had came back, that would have been boom. Impact right back on the map again. So overall really good pay-per-view. And then Britt Baker, my God, has there been a woman that was that over? Like, I know they're in her hometown or whatever, but my God, like, I haven't seen anything like that.
Insane.
Like, so
it reminds me of like Trish Stratus years ago, like in like say 2000 or 2001, before she was really like a really good wrestler. She was still just like the eye candy kind of thing, and people loved her. People were bringing science, people were just cheering constantly, we want Trish and stuff like that. And then obviously Britt Baker, though, she's like a wrestler's wrestler, and yet she's still over. So it's kind of like it's mad. Like it's, I suppose, like Becky Lynch levels almost, which is good. Like, and like to have that in your, like, in your locker room, like a wrestler like that, and she's like, she hasn't had really a bad match in ages either. Do you know what I mean? She's constantly improving as well. Like, and it's not like she's a bad wrestler. She was ever a bad wrestler. I just mean she's constantly like just taking the ball and running with it, kind of thing. So yeah, another great match as well. And then what was it? Fuego del Sol as well. Actually, he got his contract. So that was pretty cool. Nice feel good moment. But
he's actually all right. I wouldn't have even bothered with him, to be honest with you. But seeing him there, great seller.
Yeah.
And then like I was not expecting him to be like that, flying around. What did they say? I think he's from Alabama.
Yeah, like that, yeah.
Like a luchador from Alabama.
Yeah.
but yeah, all the other fair play to him. And it was deadly at the end the way Tony Khan came out. Yeah, like you could see it wasn't like he didn't know. He hadn't got any idea.
Yeah.
That was deadly little touch. But Miro,
boss,
that lad, it's just, I think he's just on a whole different level. Even though when he was fighting Cena there at WrestleMania, and when he came into, I think he's just on a whole different level compared to what he was. Just, you can't even touch him right now. And like the Redeemer, like what a gimmick, like.
Yeah.
Every time you see a promo, you're like, what you got?
Yeah, he's literally knocking it out of the park, like in the ring, on the mic. You can do it all. I'd actually like to see the likes of, if Daniel Bryan did sign, or Bryan Danielson, whatever you want to call him now, if he did sign, I'd love to see them two fight. Do you know what I mean? Or even Punk and stuff like that. Like I think Miro needs now like a real big feud now. Do you know what I mean? To kind of take him up a notch, whether he drops the belt or not. I think it'd be cool to just keep him with that TNT title for a while. Do you know what I mean? And just let him like demolish people, or not even demolish people, just have really good feuds. Like, he already has, but I mean, I think it feels like he's just how much he's come on, like on the mic and in the ring as well. It feels like he's ready to be like main event level as well. He's built really well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing.
Well, it's good. Yeah, I think it's good the way though. Like, you know, yeah, we talk about the Intercontinental title and the US title or whatever like that, and yeah, they are, but they just feel like filler belts.
Yeah,
they do. Like it doesn't, like the Intercontinental title, it doesn't feel like what it was before.
No,
it really doesn't. But yeah, it's the TV title he has, isn't it, Miro?
Yeah, TNT title or something. Yeah, TV title.
TNT title. Yeah. So like that just it genuinely feels like that title is actually meaning just as much as the AEW title. Yeah. And like, yeah, obviously Darby Allin's brought that on, but I think Miro's just absolutely just pushed that to the moon now. Yeah. But like, if Darby Allin has held that for so long, how long is Miro going to be holding that for? Because, as you said, like, it's going to have to take someone like Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson or Punk, someone like that, you know, and that superstar to take it off. Like, you're not going to have, like, Orange Cassidy, yeah, he's good, but I can't see Orange Cassidy or anything like that beating Miro the way he is.
Yeah, no, yeah. And if there is, it has to be some sort of interference, some sort of shenanigans, do you know what I mean? So that way he doesn't look like, oh, he just took a pin. Do you know what I mean? He has to be either well beaten by someone who can match him, or else he has to be kind of distracted and bet, because it's very hard to pick someone on the roster right now that can just go into a feud with him and just beat him. Do you know what I mean? I don't think they'll allow it now at this stage because of how over he is and what he's done for the belt as well. So, another thing, yeah. So obviously, yeah, Christian Impact champion, Miro still TNT champion, stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Pretty good episode though of Rampage. And then once Kenny dropped that belt though, the Impact title, honestly thought he was going to drop that AAA title to Andrade. I tweeted about it. I was like, oh, he's going to drop all the belts, and then he's going to be just desperately clutching on to the AEW championship. Like, oh, I need it. I need to have a title, and that's where you'll get Punk's music hitting, and then you get Punk be like, oh, I think I can take that off you, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? And then that's where you get your big feud, and that's what I was thinking. But yeah, unfortunately, he beat Andrade last night, which was it was actually a shocker. Just once he dropped the Impact one, I thought he was going to drop them all. So it was a bit of a mad one.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know why. It just felt like that match meant nothing. And then, like, you're after bringing Andrade in. And I know it was in AAA, you know, you're not going to have that many viewerships on it. It could have been like just a dark match. A load of people aren't going to be seeing that or even know what was going on. But yeah, it's just random. It didn't, not that Andrade looked weak, but, you know, it's just like, Kenny Omega didn't have anybody at the ring with him except Kona. Like, he bet him clean. Like, so, like, to me, looking at now Andrade going back into AEW, like, it's not going to feel like the same impact that he's going to be having.
Yeah, because he's already been beaten now.
Yeah. So I genuinely thought, like, when that storyline, as you said, like, was going to play out, like, Andrade was going to have the AAA title. I know Pac was doing an interview and he was like, yeah, like the Lucha Bros are going to use deserved gold. I was like, oh, so maybe they're going to turn on Pac. They're going to go with Andrade. Remember, we said that before. I think they're going to line up with them. And then, they'll end up beating the Young Bucks for the titles, and then all the golds around the lads. Like, that would have made perfect sense. But look, we're no bookers.
Yeah, true. Yeah, we're just sitting in the gaff, chatting about it, being like, "Oh, they should have done it this way." But well, I still want to see. I'm still looking forward to seeing what's going to happen now with Andrade. Like, what's he going to do next? What's going to happen with that AAA title now as well? Because I can't imagine AAA want that on Kenny Omega as well. At the same, like, don't get me wrong. Obviously, he brings a lot of voice to it, but at the same time, though, he doesn't defend it fairly regularly. Do you know what I mean? It's not like he's in Mexico every second week. Do you know what I mean? And he doesn't defend unless they're going to start defending it on AEW or Impact, like the way they did with the Impact title just gone at Rampage. Could have a rematch on AEW, and maybe Andrade will win. That's what I'm hoping for still. One more thing as well. What was I going to say there as well? Oh yeah, the next episode of Rampage. That was the other thing I was going to talk about.
Yeah.
The Force Dance, as they call it, in Chicago, the United Center or whatever it is. Yeah. Do you think Punk's debut? I think it's all confirmed.
As well, I don't know if you've seen the interview that he was doing. I can't remember who it was with.
Main event something.
He was just in an interview, and he's on. They asked him, "Look, are you going to be in Chicago?" And he's like started checking his phone and all. And he's just like, "Actually, as a matter of fact, we're shooting episode 3 of Healed. In there, so he goes, I will be around. So that's and your man was just like, well, he goes, I don't know if I have time and all. He goes, oh, there's always time. You'll have time. You're on your own corner. You'll have time. So I do. I think he is. And then again, he had nothing but good to say about Darby Allin and stuff like that. And Darby Allin dropping them bombs and stuff. CM Punk chants, being thrown out of the building the other night as well. When at the end of the match of Omega and Christian. So I think he is. He's stupid not to. I think the Rampage one there, it's a little bit of a teaser. Great matches. Everybody is absolutely sweating for him. You could hear it. So if they don't deal with it, they're after shooting themselves in the foot. This is going to be money for AEW.
It is, and it's weird because there's this buzz of anticipation, and even talking about them getting it, like I actually can feel my stomach being like, oh my god, it's actually mad, it's going to happen, and it technically, even though it is Punk, and like I was a big Punk fan and stuff like that, whatever, it could actually be anyone, but it's just a build to this. Do you know what I mean? The fact he's been out of it for so long, and he didn't dip back in here and there. He's just been out of it. The only thing close that he did to it was WWE backstage, that yoke a few years ago, whatever. And even at that wasn't really with WWE. It was actually with Fox Sports, so he wasn't really contracted or anything. Do you know what I mean? So, there's like an air of anticipation, and it's very exciting. It's the most excited I think I've been probably since around the launch of AEW. That was a big time as well. Like I remember, like even us in work talking about it, being like, oh, AEW, this, that, and the other. They have this fella, that's signing this fella, and it was exciting. Like, you know what I mean? And obviously, the longer it's around, the less exciting it gets. Obviously, week in, week out, until you have a big moment. And I think this has that feeling to it. And I think if he does rock out on a Rampage next Friday, I think like literally the roof is gonna absolutely go into orbit. I'd say it's just gonna fucking come unglued. I'd say.
When SummerSlam, like SummerSlam is next weekend, is it?
Or, Saturday, the day after Rampage.
Like if you want to go, like this will say to you, right?
Yeah.
They're after bringing Rampage against SmackDown, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna have Punk coming out. If people are talking about AEW the night before SummerSlam, AEW are going to the mill. Like, that's it. If they're like, this is what WWE's second biggest pay-per-view of the year.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah. So if AEW, a company that's only there 2 years, is starting to get tweeted about more eyes are on them over SummerSlam, I don't care what Vince says. I don't care what anybody says. That's fucking worrying. Like that has to be like, this company's here 2 years, And like Punk said in that interview as well, like, you know, he goes, I've got so many offers year in, year out. This guy is like, oh, I have this wrestling company starting up and this, that, and the other. And he's just like, yeah, same shit all the time. And then even with Tony Khan, like, you know, he said, it goes, it happened, and I spoke to Tony, and he goes, like, I've heard this all the time, you know. And that's, I remember we were doing a podcast before, and we were talking about it before, and he said, look, I genuinely think Punk will sit back for a while, you know, and see how things play out, and see, right, let's see if these will go further.
Yeah.
And he have. And I think he's like, right, these are legit. These aren't like just the fucking piss-hand company, as Triple H calls them. Yeah. These are the real deal. So if the likes of Punk is seeing that, and these guys are pulling Punk out of retirement or whatever, that has to speak something about fucking AEW. So
it does, yeah. They're more than just like, as people say, they're more than an alternative. They're actually competition, whether you want to believe it or not. Whether the pay-per-views sell or are viewed as much as WWE, that's one thing. But in terms of like buzz and just attraction to it, do you know what I mean? You don't get that feeling with, like, even with SmackDown just gone, like Reigns and Cena had a great segment in the ring, just slating each other, and like Cena was dropping Dean Ambrose's name, whatever. Obviously, he didn't say John Moxley, but Dean Ambrose's name, dropping Punk's name, put up a picture of Punk on Instagram, and it's a bit like, oh, it's like, what would you say, like pushing the boundaries a bit. But again, it still doesn't feel as exciting as AEW. Do you know what I mean? Or what they can do, because again, it's the fact that they haven't done it yet. Like, every time that people are like, oh, they're not going to be able to go head to head with this NXT, for example. They bet them whatever amount of weeks in a row. Do you know what I mean? I think NXT bet them, what was it, twice, if that? I can't remember.
I think it was something like that. Yeah, it wasn't. It was a couple of times. Like, so
same with the TV deal. People were like, oh yeah, they wouldn't get a TV deal. They did straight away. Like, do you know what I mean? Once they put their heads down and they went for it, they got it. And that's what's exciting about AEW still to this day, is the fact that, as I said, week in, week out, it might not be the most exciting, because you don't have a big thing every week. But then when it gets to it, like a big moment or a pay-per-view, you're like, you're buzzing for it, because they haven't hit it yet. Do you know what I mean? So what's next? They do a UK tour. Do you know what I mean? They do a worldwide tour. And in terms of even doing a tour, they could go to the UK, and you're like, they're going to be in, like, I don't know, like a national stadium, like over here, maybe 1,500 people. Next thing you know, they could end up going to the Manchester or even a News Arena. Like, Raw used to be on every time they went over. Do you know what I mean? About 13,000, 14,000, 3 arena in Ireland. You're like, oh.
Yeah, they would. They'd easily sell that out.
Yeah, easy.
No problem.
Yeah, so that's what's exciting. And I do think Punk is going to show up at Rampage. Like, I think, as you said, it'd be foolish not to. And then even if he doesn't show up the next few weeks and he comes out with All Out, then he has his first match, that's grand, I don't care. But you have to capitalize on that. It's all about, like, making moments and stuff. So I think they will. I was thinking something kind of funny though. Before we got on here, I was like, what would you do if, like, you're watching Rampage, nothing happens in terms of CM Punk, not even mentioned, nothing, and you're like, oh, maybe they're just waiting for All Out, and then he rocks out at SummerSlam the next night. I would literally just be like, all right, you got me there. I was not expecting it. But yeah, I don't know. I think he's AEW though.
No, he is. If that happened, fucking hell. Who do you think he's gonna, if he does, do you think it's gonna be Omega? Yeah. But, like, what way is it gonna pan out? Like, you know, if he comes in, you know, it's a couple of weeks away from All Out, and, like, obviously you have Christian at that. Like, is Christian gonna get injured, or is he gonna get taken out? And then someone has to step in. Oh, Punky Wunky.
Punky Wunky. Yeah, I actually don't know, and I think it's just because it's almost like you're pinching yourself still. I don't think it's gonna happen until it happens for Punk debuting. And although we're here, like, bigging it up, like, oh, he's gonna be on Rampage, I have to see it to believe it still, because he's been out of the game for so long, and he's been so anti-wrestling for so long. So I'm hoping once it happens, as I said, I would have much preferred that storyline where Kenny drops the Impact title to Christian, drops the AAA one to Andrade, and then he's like, oh, I need to keep this one by any means necessary, and then you get Punk. I think that would have been a better kind of story. And even if Punk didn't win, I think it would have been a cool way to just put him straight into the main event picture, because, like, he is a main eventer, obviously. But I don't know. Obviously, the likes of Darby Allin calling them out and stuff. So,
well, there you go. Like, if he is, like, as I said to you before, like, I don't think he's I don't think he is in a position to actually kind of go for, straight into a title shot. Like, he's been out of the game for so long, like we spoke about that before.
Yeah.
Darby Allin, yeah, fair enough, great.
Hmm.
He's going to be a guy that's going to be throwing himself around. Like, you're not going to need to do a whole lot. All eyes are going to be on Darby Allin, like doing the moves. But like, what you could see happening is the likes of Punk coming out and then say, I don't know, Young Bucks or something, and then he's tagging with, say, Christian Cage against the Young Bucks, and then it's build up to All Out. Christian loses, Omega has the title, and then Punk wants to go for it then.
Yeah. And
Cage kind of just, obviously he's missed his chance. He still has a belt. He's not going to be winning that. He's not going to be winning the AEW title, no way. So yeah, he's obviously, he's going to lose that, and then that obviously opens the spot then where Punk's after getting a couple of, say, tag matches in, he's after getting a couple of like bit of exposure and stuff like that. And then it's an easy way of getting him into the title picture again, because he has that kind of feud building with the Elite.
Yeah.
Christian loses, fine, he still has his belt, and then it just opens then the storyline then for Punk.
Yeah, hopefully. I really don't know. I think it'd be a cool idea for a podcast or a video, just like top 5 opponents or something for Punk within his 4 months or a year. I think we could do that one of the days. We'll get Glenn on as well, and we'll do it. But I really don't know. Like, I think the Darby Allin thing makes sense, and like, again though, it's one of them things. Like, I know they're always like, oh no, we won't put people just right into the main event picture, and they didn't with Christian. He was around for a bit before he went into the main event picture. But again, with Punk or like Bryan Danielson, you kind of want to capitalize on it as well. So I'm not too sure. Yeah, it's a weird one.
I'd love to see if they did something very with the talent now that they have, to do and like all the TV time and the shows they have, start doing like a King of the Ring style tournament now for the belt after All Out. That'd be deadly.
Yeah, I think they may as well, because their ranking system that they're doing.
That's just something like trial and error. They're only new, so they can get away with it. Eventually all you have to do with that is just start phasing it out.
That's literally what they should do. Yeah, I think they should just phase it out now, and then just have commentators bring it up, like, oh, Britt Baker's undefeated in whatever amount of months. That's grand. Do you know what I mean? You don't need to keep tabs on it and say like, oh, if you're the number 1 contender, that's how you win. You get your shot. You win all your matches, because you have people who technically have won like fucking 10, 15 matches on Dark. Do you know what I mean? And that counts as your record as well. So, do you know what I mean? It's a bit far-fetched a bit, but I think, as you said, trial and error, start phasing it out now. Pick your top guys who you think, like, it's like anything. If you watch any year of wrestling, WWE, WCW, anything from the past, you always had your 4 big main eventers, and then you had your lads just underneath that, and then you had your mid-card. But the mid-card can jump up and maybe have a feud. It's like Benoit, I remember in 2000 or something, he randomly had a feud with The Rock for the world title. Do you know what I mean? For the WWF title, just randomly, and it wasn't really random, but there was about a month or two build to it. And then he lost the match, obviously, because they're not going to put the title on Benoit. He's only had to come into the WWE for a year or something. And then he just kind of went back down to the IC title picture with Jericho. And then it was like Triple H and The Rock. Do you know what I mean? It's easy to do. You just move them around a bit, rather than have a ranking system. I think the ranking system now, could just be phased out. I think it'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, the likes of that, like that King of the Ring tournament or whatever like that. So you could have 2 guys there having a match, like a random 2 guys. Next thing you know, one of them obviously loses, takes it to heart. The next guy, the next week, is having a match then to qualify again. That guy that lost comes out, costs your man the match, and there you go. There's another storyline that's completely out of the King of the Ring tournament. Easy like that, and then you're just building storylines completely out of a tournament,
and throw a match or 2 from the tournament on Dark or on Rampage and stuff. Do you know what I mean? You get more eyes on it now, so I think it's cool. I like the idea of that. But that's all we really want to talk about. Kind of just AEW.
You want to talk about the Buddy Murphy or whatever you want to be calling him now? That segment.
What do you reckon his name's going to be? I don't even know. I can't remember his name. Yeah, Buddy Guy.
But look, a hell of a promo. Like the way they're doing that. I don't know who's doing it or if it's just the lads doing it themselves. It's fucking amazing. So obviously it's a second part to Malakai Black's kind of promo. Introduced him into AEW. Just so Buddy Murphy kind of sitting in a outside being watched by 2 guards. Guy comes up, takes pictures of him, and wants to release him out of prison. Yeah. And then what is it? The doctor, whatever he is, he says, what's he say? We have all sorts of guys in here, even the devil himself. And I was like, ooh. And then Cog started working in my fucking brain. Yeah. And I'm like, right, okay, so you've got the asylum, yeah. So it's obviously that's reference to WWE. Like, obviously, they said Buddy Murphy's he's been in here fucking 8 years, and we had to give him an extra 90 days.
Yeah, it was a nice little touch, that, to be honest.
It was, yeah. So I don't know the devil himself. That's referring to somebody. Now, obviously, who? It could be just referring to Vince having the devil inside, or what I am thinking, and I'd love this if this came through. And you have Malakai Black, who's already in, but you have Buddy Murphy now being introduced. Could they mean the devil himself be Windham Rotunda?
Ooh.
And if anybody's seen Windham or Bray Wyatt, if you want to call him, his kind of picture that he put up, it's very kind of devilish.
Yeah, it is.
So it does look that could be just me fucking starting to just plant seeds in my own head.
Yeah.
But and then you have the cult of Windham. Like, did he end up creating a cult in there?
Oh shit! I never thought of that. That's whopper. That's actually deadly. Yeah.
So the likes of that, like, see, obviously again, look, it's another faction, but like that's the way they're doing it in AEW. Everybody's kind of as a faction. So to me, I'd love to see this, the likes of Malakai Black, who's kind of being possessed.
Yeah.
In some way by Windham. That could be a deadly storyline that eventually Malakai Black ends up breaking that kind of yoke, that kind of break between them to turn and face eventually.
Yeah.
Then you have Buddy Murphy with him. Obviously, Windham Rotunda. And then another one that would be unbelievable would be Braun Strowman if he ended up going into it.
Yeah, I suppose, because any company would kind of want him, wouldn't they? The size of him, like.
Yeah, like imagine that, and there you go. There's your cult of Windham.
Yeah.
You've got your 4 guys: Buddy Murphy, Malakai Black, Braun Strowman, and then Windham Rotunda.
I didn't even think of that. I completely phased over the devil himself thing. I was literally just thinking like the likes of Vince. That's what I thought. Yeah. That
so
is.
Again, I wouldn't look. That could be just I need to be a booker, man.
Yeah, you do.
If anybody wants to fucking sign me up, sign me up. I'm Chet.
Yeah, no, I think that's savage though. Yeah, I never even thought of Bray Wyatt or Windham Rotunda. Never even thought of that. Literally, and then
it's just that picture that you put up as well. It's just it's linked to something.
Yeah.
Obviously, it could be just referring to Vince. But I don't think AEW would be that kind of. I don't think they do that. I think they'd rather refer it to a wrestler than kind of even bring WWE's name into it, like or Vince's name. So yeah, look, fingers crossed. That would be an absolute fucking whopper.
Yeah,
whopper faction.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, because like there's some great factions obviously in AEW already. But the likes of Cody obviously being put down by Malakai Black. Now have the Cult of Windham in there, that'd be deadly, and then have the whole like whatever the Nightmare family come back to try to sort them boys out. But when Cody does come back, like, do you know what I mean? But there's a lot you could do with it. Big time.
So whoever's after coming up with that promo kind of segment between everybody, linking them all into the asylum. That asylum now is going to be a part of AEW. That's it. The other option would be that I was thinking, would it be, if it wasn't going to be Braun, would it be Dean Ambrose? This is a little link to the Ambrose asylum.
Yeah.
Is that what he always referenced?
Yeah.
Why this is the asylum? So you'll have them before then. But sure. I can't see,
Yeah, Sean Moxley had his video was like that as well. Do you remember when he first left WWE? It was like a prison. And like he left the prison kind of thing. So yeah, it could be something like that. Yeah, there's a few kind of ways you could look at it. I would love the Bray Wyatt one though. Yeah. That'd be fucking savage.
Fucking hell. Deadly.
Damn.
So yeah. It's got you thinking.
You do, yeah. You have me thinking now, and I'm like, fuck. Is this gonna like? And if it doesn't happen, I'm gonna be like, well, look, what can you do? But the Cult of Windham is very intriguing, though.
Yeah, this might have to be a little picture now for this video on YouTube.
What a
And
thumbnail.
maybe create it for thumbnail, and then maybe make that picture for the old Instagram. All the lads
with the lads
Kult Of
in it.
Windham. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. Fuck it, yeah. I'll hop off now, then I'll start making that. Sweating over. But yeah, so I suppose that we'll wrap up the video or the podcast there with that. Because that's a good way to kind of finish it, I think.
Yeah.
We usually we don't even talk this long.
No,
yeah.
don't.
But obviously
Yeah.
it's been a few bits, and then we haven't been on one in about 2 weeks now again.
Yeah. So play this over the next 2 weeks, 5 minutes a day.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, so as always, thanks very much for listening, or thanks very much for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, if you are, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Drop a like on the video, because yeah, it's pretty cool. It's cool seeing all the little green thumbs up, and yeah, or give us a thumbs down. Fuck it, I don't care. I think it's kind of cool either way, as long as you're interacting.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey.
Drop a comment. Tell me you need a haircut. But I tell Daryl he's like gross. Whatever you want to do. But yeah, thanks very much for listening. Thanks very much for watching. If you want to get in touch around Instagram, the Discus Laria Collective, Twitter, the Discus Laria, and then yeah, wherever you get your podcasts, we're on it. Well, Spotify and stuff like that, but whatever. There'll be links. But yeah, until next time, then we'll talk to you all soon. See you later.